Okay, the first step in making the cake is making the cake. And I use a mix. When I was in my 20s, my boyfriend, who's now my husband, and I were in Bariloche, Argentina. And for the first time in my life, I tasted Black Forest Torte cake, which is a chocolate cake with whipped cream and cherries and a cherry liqueur. And one time I was living in northern Japan and I couldn't find the liqueur for the cherries. So I said, I'm just gonna improvise a little bit. So I did the same recipe, but instead of using a cherry liqueur and cherries, I used Kahlua and mandarin oranges. I always cheat and taste a little bit. That's good. Thanksgiving was the biggest holiday we celebrated, and that was the highlight of the holiday, was my Kahlua torte. I made it on my son's birthday because it was his favorite cake. And then I made it for my son's wedding. He asked me to make it for his wedding, and that was, for me, one of the highlights of my life. I said, you know, because sometimes my cakes were coming out lopsided and I couldn't get a good layer cake. So I said, you know, it'll be easier just to make sort of a torte. So I just took the cake and I layered it with the Kahlua and the oranges and the whipped cream, which is the resistance of that recipe. And that's how it came to be. And no one had ever heard of it or tasted it. Everybody knows Black Forest torte, but nobody knows Kahlua torte, and that's mine. My Kahlua torte.
Oh, how can I take a picture of Mommy?
You hold the camera the other way, Bill.